The First Amendment was written for a world of pamphlets and printing presses. The digital revolution has thrown that doctrine into genuine crisis. So let me take a few minutes on the part of free expression that's most contested right now. Here's the paradox at the heart of it. The internet and social media have democratized speech. Any individual can now reach a global audience at almost no cost. That's a massive expansion of expressive power. But at the very same time, these platforms have concentrated enormous practical control over public discourse in a handful of private companies. Meta, Google, X, TikTok, whose decisions about what to permit, promote, or remove have huge consequences for democratic politics. And now the crucial legal point: the First Amendment constrains only government actors, not private ones. Social media platforms are private companies, so their content moderation decisions, however consequential, are not regulated by the First Amendment. In fact, the platforms themselves have First Amendment rights to curate the content they host. This asymmetry drives intense political controversy from both sides. Conservatives argue the big platforms systematically discriminate against conservative speech. Civil libertarians and advocates for marginalized communities argue platforms don't do enough to remove hate speech, harassment, and disinformation. And as currently interpreted, constitutional law doesn't cleanly resolve either complaint. The Supreme Court took this up in 2024 in Moody v. NetChoice and NetChoice v. Paxton, reviewing Texas and Florida laws that tried to prohibit large platforms from removing political speech based on viewpoint. The court sent both cases back down for further proceedings rather than resolving them, but the central question is profound. Are social media platforms like newspapers with editorial discretion over what they publish, or are they more like common carriers, telephone companies, that must carry all speech without discrimination? How that gets answered will shape the entire regulatory landscape for years. And layered on top of all this is artificial intelligence. The rapid spread of AI-generated disinformation, realistic deepfake videos of political figures, automated false news produced at scale raises a hard new question. Is existing First Amendment doctrine even adequate to protect the integrity of democratic discourse? Several states have passed laws requiring disclosure of AI-generated political ads or restricting deepfakes, but as of 2026, their constitutional status is unsettled. The underlying conflict between robust First Amendment protection for new forms of speech and the need to preserve a shared information environment that democracy can actually function in is, I'd argue, one of the defining civil liberties challenges of our era, and is nowhere near resolved.